it like froze you and then you caught up, but like it didn't do. Usually it'll do like a really quick like sped up version of what I missed,
Recap.
and I can capture most of it, but it didn't do that, and so I just had to pick up on the rest of what you were saying.
So yeah, that's fine. And I think if you come like late in April, we can go to an early baseball game, and that will be awesome because I haven't been to an early baseball game yet. I'll have to see when opening day is, and I'll let you know.
All right.
I love our stadium. I love everything in my city. I love Detroit.
We built this city on yeah, everyone, a lot of people like Detroit. It seems like if you come Detroit, New York, are and San Francisco, it feels like are like three cities that infatuate people.
Yeah, well, I think it's for both New York and Detroit. Like you hear about them, and for New York you hear like a mixed bag of things, but Detroit mostly it was negative things for a long time. But then you come here and it's like not what you expect. The architecture is stunning. There's so much to do, and in so many different like buckets. There's like arts and nature and just history, car people. I mean, it's just a cool ass town, and everybody is so friendly in Detroit proper, and it's just awesome. But you have to come here to experience it. Like when I had the sleepover weekend, none of the girls had been to Detroit except for Aubrey. And they had no idea what to expect. And they left, like, some of them wanted to move here. They're like, I love it so much. I'm like, I know. That's why I want people to come here. Sorry. I just love it here.
Detroit.
Yes. And we're not here to talk about Detroit. We're not here to talk about Twinks or green tape or whether your smile belongs to you. This is the long talk. And we're here to talk about Fantasmas season 1, episodes 4 and 5, looking for Twinks to suck and the little ones. Unrelated titles.
Yeah, unrelated. 2 episodes about trying to become an exception and what you have to give up to qualify.
And we open with Vanessa singing I'm a Little Teapot.
Is that what she was singing?
Yes.
Man. Okay, so for clarification, reminder for those at home that are watching, I only have access to watching HBO on my phone, and I can cast it to a TV, um, but like it always messes up. That there's always for some reason the struggle of trying to play from my phone, whether or not I'm watching it on the phone. I've been watching these last 2 episodes on my phone, but like for some reason the beginning of an episode is always very complicated. There's
Mhm.
just so much happening, and for some reason it'll either put me to a head or it'll put me back. There's always like HBO has like a quick ad for their thing that
Mhm.
is both skippable and unskippable at the same time, and that
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. But it's just it's so like I think I missed part of this song because I was not coherent for me to know that she was doing a little
It
teapot.
also might be because I've seen it so many times, and I even though I don't remember it, like my subconscious is expecting it. And Julio's just trying to get out of doing the credit card commercial, basically.
And I mean, yeah, it's not what Julio wants to do. It doesn't scream. It feels like it doesn't scream Julio, and I
No,
get
no.
wanting to do it if it's not something that's about you.
And then he outlines his plan to become an exception, which is 5 lessons. And once again, I love the little mind theater. Like we see ourselves going into Julio's mind, and it's literal and it's visual, and sometimes I really like that.
Yes. And now I'm confused because I'm reading these lessons and I don't know. I think the little ones episode took over too much of this episode. I don't
Well,
remember the beginning of this episode anymore.
well, once
I remember
again,
Madam Victory.
so much happens, and I feel like Madam Victory is kind of like the main storyline this episode.
Yeah.
I feel like we definitely spend the most time with Madam Victory. And shout out to the actress who plays Madam Victory, Kate Berlant. She is, I would put her in the bucket of Jackie celebrities. Me and Aubrey defined this for me a little bit better last night. We watched a movie called Eternity. It was not a good movie, but it was nice to look at. And it gave us an idea for a place called Walkable World, which I'm really excited to do a blog about soon. But that's neither here nor there. But Kate, why was I talking about? Oh, so Jackie Celebrities is like somebody that I see in a tiny part in a movie or a TV show, and I'm like, I'm gonna follow that person's career, and then they become a big person. Kate Berlant is one of those people, the woman who played Madam Victory. I think the first place I saw her was probably Search Party, which is the first place I see a lot of people that I become obsessed with. But she's fantastic in everything she's in. She's got a couple stand-up specials and 1 and 2, like a duo stand-up special with John Early. I would check her out if you have not yet.
She was
Kate.
in The Moment.
Yes, she was. And I was so excited to see her in that. Yes.
Ooh, and Sorry to Bother You.
Mm-hmm. She's in a lot of good stuff. She's got good taste and good talent. And I like how we set up Madam Victory, and then we find out that she's just playing her in a theme park in what we assume is Orlando, because she's in a, I would assume like the Universal version.
Yeah, but she says she moves back to Florida, so it's like Orlando, or it could be a Tampa. I mean, there
Oh
there
yeah, fuck.
are theme parks riddled throughout Florida. I mean,
True.
Dinosaur World
Shout
is
out to the best beer in Florida,
yeah, where you can get the
apparently.
best craft beer in Florida is not quite Tampa, not quite Orlando. It is it's right. I mean, it's very close to Tampa. It's on the end of I-4, but so they're all over the place. But yeah, she is in Florida. I would imagine for sure Orlando, with how easily accessible someone is coming to the park, how often they are. They got to be
Yeah.
like Orlando, Tampa, main theme park city energy.
Yeah, the theme park corridor.
Working at the theme park and then also as a waitress screams Orlando, though.
Oh yeah,
Not
totally.
not not because the theme parks don't pay you. They pay you more here than they do in Tampa, but that's just like I'm doing this to make it feels like Orlando more than Tampa.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. I agree. And that's not just because we lived in Orlando or you live in Orlando now, probably.
Yeah. Madam Victory, I think a fantastic I think just in general, Kate Berlant does do a great job acting this role, the
Mhm.
role of a person acting as Madam Victory, and then her like the inner, it's great. It's fantastic. It was fantastic to see, and it was truly inspiring.
Really. It really was. But when she meets Carl and talks to Carl and we learn about Carl, I found their relationship to be just so sweet.
Yeah, so I've been having this problem where I overthink or whatever on things. I ask Spencer about random stuff all the time, and
Mhm.
I do it. It's like when you hit an object and you tell that object that you're sorry. It's like that object doesn't really have feelings, but like it could have feelings, sure. But, like, it's like, I've been seeing posts of just like, "Oh, stop acting like, when we work at a smoke shop that, like, we remember you." It's like, like, people are commenting, like, "I walk into the smoke shop for 4 years, and I buy papers, and they make me feel like I'm buying something illegal every time. It's like, I've been coming here for 4 years. How do you not remember me?" And someone's like, "Oh, it's like, how are we supposed to remember it?" You should remember someone who comes in every week for 4 years. I remember people who come in once and then they come in a second time. It's like, ooh, sometimes I don't remember you if it was like a quick interaction, it was busy.
Mhm.
But for the most part, I remember most interactions I have enough to, if I saw you again, I would be like, "Oh, I feel like I've met you again." And I just don't understand how people uh don't. And so like this capture of like, "Oh, there's this one person who keeps visiting me." It's like, yeah, you
Mhm.
would remember them, and the
Yeah.
fact that she knows their videos and watches that person's videos is like, yeah, this is genuinely what people think that it's like, "Oh, I hope that Bad and Victory watches my videos." Like, yeah, that
She
person that you
is.
visit every day is going to, and the fact that there's people who are like, "I don't do that," I think that they are the crazy ones. There's someone who's visiting you all the time, and you don't remember them, and you're not looking into that.
Yeah.
That's insane behavior. There's someone who you see very often and you can't remember that. That's on you. You should remember that person. You should have rapport. Get their name.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when I worked at Blockbuster, like, I wouldn't know what people would rent like, the minute they walked in the door based on their taste from before and what came out that week. Man, I was just talking to my friend Zach the other day, shout out to Zach, from the Reasonably Afraid podcast who, sometimes sells my lollipops, um, uh about how working at the video store was the best job that I ever had. Like, I would work at a video store right now if there were still video stores.
Ooh.
It would be so great to do videos. There was just something really nice about just wandering through and like picking things based on the cover, not having any idea. Like, even when I worked there, I loved looking at the racks.
Why is it so expensive to rent digitally?
I have no idea.
If I'm buying the movie for $25, why is it costing me $20 to rent it for a couple watches?
I won't do
Also,
that.
if I, the renting is like, if you either give it to me for 24 hours or give it for me for like 24 watches. I don't give it to me in a number of watches, I think is a proper
Yeah.
rental
Yeah, I
thing.
think that's fair.
But like also, and if I buy it digitally, I should be able to send it to you, and I should be able to be like, I want to send this to Jackie, and you should be able to have it for like, oh, I want to send this to Jackie for a week, and you should have it for a week, and I lose access to it for a week,
Yeah, I
as
think
if
that's
I'm
fine.
trading you a DVD.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's a great system.
I know that there's someone. I have $1 million. Give me $1 million for this idea. You can have the rest of the billions. Just give me 1 million for it. Whoever
Yeah.
takes that.
Yeah, that
But
sounds mhm.
start integrating that into make it easier to share media. If
Yeah,
it's gonna be digital,
there used to be a way to do that with Kindle books, but I haven't tried to do it in so long, I don't know if it's still an option.
I've heard a lot of people come back around on the Kindle recently, Jackie. Not a whole lot of people. There's like,
Mhm.
but three separate groups of things that I watch and keep up on have mentioned the Kindle recently. Some have been anti-Kindle and have recently been like, I like a Kindle now. And some people have been, but like Kindle has been like, oh, Kindle got a lot of hate that it should have never had. And it's crazy how like now it's like everywhere's audiobooks and books on your phone and everything. And Kindle got so much hate. So shout out to Kindle.
I love my Kindle. It when we had the pool in Florida, I spent many hours in the pool reading my book, and it was waterproof, so if I dropped it in accidentally, it was fine, and I did drop it in more than once, and it was fine. I also dropped in my intentionally bought waterproof JBL speaker multiple times, and it still is fine as well. I use it every day. So shout out to those 2 waterproof
Yeah, shout
items.
out JBL. That's the sub in my car. I'm a hooligan.
That is our pretty much exclusive speaker brand in this house because of the success of the waterproof speaker all of those years ago. I have one on my desk that I use when I go take a shower.
Nice. Not a sponsor. Not
No,
a
but you
sponsor.
could be.
But
You
could
could
be.
be.
Reach
Yeah.
out. Reach out to Jackie. She's better at responding to things. Uh
Yeah.
I I am so Madam Victory
Yeah.
is But here's okay, so and now this part of my rant was like she is obsessed with Carl, but the fact that Carl goes to a restaurant that she works at and sees her often. He's a regular at this restaurant too.
Mhm.
And the fact that he doesn't recognize the person that he sees twice as the same person is baffling, but that is good on I guess makeup department and also his imagination.
Yeah.
Uh but like this that's it's also someone who goes and hangs out with Man and Victory and then posts videos all the time. I can't see how that alone isn't already like they have a very active media presence. I don't see how that isn't like already like a story. Like I feel like they have more than most people applying to be manager at a
Yeah.
superhero center just from posting the videos alone. Just watch one of those.
And having 7 years or whatever of Best Buy experience, managing a
Yeah.
Best Buy, like, that seems like they just don't like him, honestly.
Yeah, which I could see that happening. I could see that they didn't like Carl and Carl quit everything to work as a lonely regular worker and they were like, "We don't like you," and then they cut their hours until they could fire him.
Poor Carl. Um, and then we're back to Julio and Vanessa. They want him for Super Chico, which is the first queer 5'8" Latinx superhero on a straight to streaming series. Too many S's.
Yeah, well, it's hell on earth.
Yeah. Yeah. But they don't
I
want him
do Go ahead.
they don't want him to star, they want him to co-write.
Yeah, which I like that little, the little twist at the end because even after us talking about last week that like Julio was a writer on SNL and like was never on and all this, it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, Julio is clearly a great writer and they're all obviously consulting for stories. So the idea of Julio being a superhero feels like something that is happening within the show, and it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, that makes sense that Julio's getting booked for the superhero role in context for the show. But if you were just to step back, it's like Julio being booked to write makes so much sense just in general. Like the
Yeah.
fact that any of us thought along like the story is pushing a very good narrative to like we just so easily were like, yeah, we're down for the idea of Julio playing a superhero, especially because it's described as someone who resembles Julio.
Mhm. Mhm. And then we're introduced the part that I was most nervous about because I know that this can be an annoying section of the show. We meet Pirlin Pinpina, Julio's social media strategist.
Why is this an annoying part of the show, Jackie?
Well, sometimes I guess this is probably left over from my first marriage when there's weird sounds or things happening on the television. I get like my hackles up, like I'm about to get in trouble for something. So this set
Because
off
this
those.
when the silly's being released, you
Yeah.
get nervous.
Yeah. So that set off those alarms. Another recent instance of that is I'm doing this thing where I'm listening to Max Richter's Sleep every night, which is an 8.5 hour composition to you sleep to. Uh, and there's a part in it where there's some very luli sections, and the first few nights I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble, but nothing happened, everything was fine. I'm still, it's so dumb what your brain hangs on to after a long ass time.
I will agree there are certain noises, there's certain sound. Okay, so in particular there's back back a little while ago when Nick Kroll released that special on Netflix talking about pooping his pants
Hmm.
because or no, not him pooping his pants, but he's opening his cheek to make a silent fart. On TikTok, there was a filter that made your voice like stabby but high pitched.
Hmm.
I don't. That's the best way I could describe it. I don't. everyone was using it, and it was like a little wiggly, but like it was wiggly stabby. And this one girl used that filter especially to talk about how she tried to do what Nick Kroll did, so that no one heard her fart, and then she shit herself. Um, and then she went into the bathroom, and it was like a whole ordeal. And it was
Mhm.
like a whole big thing. It went viral, and then everyone started using that voice filter, and that is the most annoying filter. It's a very, very annoying sound. I do not like it, but like I get angry internally, and then I refuse to watch the TikTok.
Mm.
But some people get me they get me locked in enough that I don't notice the voice filter if the story's good enough for a few seconds. So if the story's good, I won't notice it for a little while. But anyway, that one I hate. But the little that's just Animal Crossing noises, and
Oh my
that's cute.
god, yes it is. Yes it is. I think she's
Um,
adorable. I love everything about her. I like how obviously human made she is and human operated she is.
yeah, I also like how like I liked when people are abrupt about things sometimes for like oddly abrupt. It's like, why
Mhm.
are we being abrupt about this? And it's like just the in the middle of talking, like, hold, like, pick me up. Just like put me in your hands.
Mhm. She's so
I
cute.
did. She was cute. I liked it. Very quick. Didn't let him talk, and I thought that was great. Except for when he did talk, it was like, "Don't take that tone," or is that later?
That might be later, but she did say, "I don't appreciate being blindsided. That was not on the agenda."
Yeah, when he asked about
Content strategy.
yeah, that was it was good. I like this is I think when you watch Smiling Friends, you're gonna really like it. Because this is the kind of like it's like that interaction is pretty
Mhm.
much how the entirety of Smiling Friends
Oh, that
is.
sounds fun. That sounds fun.
Like,
Right now I'm watching a drama from the year 2000 called Boston Public that I bought at this website called DVD UA, and also not a sponsor. And I have to say, it has been a wild experience. I haven't watched it since it originally came out, and like it's in my brain. It's one of my favorite shows ever, but it is the most dramatic thing. Like in the first episode, a teacher pulled out a gun in class. There was student teacher relationships, uh, mental health issues, racism, like dress code violations. Like it was just so much packed into one episode. And now, as the season progresses, I'm on like episode 11. There's been like 3 students dead, 2 teachers died, one had a heart attack in class. I mean, it's so like it's just drama, but it's really well written and surprisingly progressive for 2000, and that's probably the part that I latched on to when I was that age. That was a very side track, sorry.
I enjoy this um sorry, I got lost. I had it, and then I lost it with you.
Sorry.
No, so I enjoy this area, this whole little thing, because it feels like no one, like everyone in the scene is both vaguely like everyone was given the same topic to talk
Mhm,
about, but no one's having the same conversation.
mhm.
And that is a fun little chaos.
Yes, yes. And, then, before we leave, Julio Bebo tells him that his food delivery is still not there, and we have this little, like, montage of Julio calling to complain and, like, the voices trying to figure it out. And then we see Julio's food delivery driver, he can't access the subway because he has no proof of existence.
This kind of made me upset, because Julio does what I think both you and I do in this situation. When we hear
Mhm.
that our food hasn't arrived, but now we have to leave the house, we just go, "Can we reschedule? If not, no worries."
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I did order the food. It's on me for trusting that it was gonna get here on time. It's not here
Mhm.
on time. If we
No
can't
big deal.
reschedule, no big deal. I'll
Yeah.
just eat it. We'll figure it out. Um, but like, it'd be nice if we could reschedule it. And then it cuts to our delivery driver, and our delivery driver is being told by his boss that the customer's furious, and that's not true.
No, it's not.
Customer
But
is actually low key chill with
yeah,
what's
totally chill about it.
like, actually, go get your scooter, buddy, and then we can do this another time. So
But
yeah, he has to. Why do you have to have a proof of existence to get on the subway? I guess that's just a regular subway card, right?
I guess
How do you get a subway card? When you went to New York, how did you get a subway card?
I didn't. I paid with my phone.
Oh, so you could just pay. So we are in an alternate reality for sure that like he has to have
Mhm.
a okay.
Yeah. Yeah, proof of existence is like the thing that Julio is trying to get. Um and the delivery driver does not have one either, so he can't get on the subway. So he goes to the bus stop where he has a lovely conversation with Gina, the roommate that we met earlier in the series. Uh trying to teach him or show him how to get a proof of existence, and he doesn't have any of the required stuff. And then she tells him about being an exception and asks what he did in Mexico, and he made clothes.
Yeah, he made the dress.
And she tries to correct him and says, "You mean a dress?" And he said, "No, the dress." And did you know immediately what he meant by the dress?
Once he said the dress, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I only knew, I think, because very recently I've talked about the dress multiple times in the last like this year alone. I've talked about the dress at least 3 separate occasions.
Okay, that's wild.
Yeah.
And they have a conversation about the dress where she asks him what color it is, and he says that it's both.
He got really mad at first.
He did. He did.
It feels like it's both was just his way of being like, I don't want to do this. The dress we can we can all agree is 100% blue and black, right?
Yes, I was gonna be so terrified if you're gonna say white and gold. I mean, yeah, it's blue and black.
And if you disagree, um stop. If you disagree, please stop listening to us. If you genuinely, not for rage baiting purposes, think that dress, if you watched this episode, episode 4, and you
Yes.
see the phone that he holds up, and it is not blue and black to you, stop talking to us. Stop listening to us. Don't interact with us ever again.
Unless you're colorblind and then you have, like, an excuse. Like, you can't.
Yeah. Yeah, if there's something wrong with your eyes, like, if there's something wrong with you that prevents you from seeing things correctly,
Yeah.
in a color sense, I guess. If your
Mhm.
TV's fucked up too and your TV has inverted colors or something,
Yeah.
unless your TV is inverted and then you're saying that you're seeing blue and black, then you're wrong, 'cause, that would mean you're originally seeing white and gold and you're wrong. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we I
I
think we're
think we
safe on
covered
that
that.
one now.
Yeah. And
So
then
then
we had
Julio goes to fitness.
a jump rope class, and it's so aggressively red in there, and on the wall behind him, it just says blah, 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 blah over and over again, which I thought was hysterical. It was just an aggressive room.
And I think this is just a play on every gym now is like a theme, and it's like Planet Fitness is purple and yellow, and so it's purple and yellow when you walk in, and Voss is red, and it's like red. It's like why does it need to be? It can, I guess, like I'm not trying to get rid of the whimsy in people's life, but like I'm not trying. It's a gym feels really bright, and if it's so colorful, it feels like I don't know. It just doesn't feel you're trying to make it a judgment-free zone, but I feel like you're making it very easy to judge me.
Yeah, yeah. And I agree with Julio. You don't need the rope.
I actually think there is like, I'm pretty sure the jump rope works out your forearms. Like, I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure there is a reason that the rope does something, because there's,
Oh
like,
yeah, I
jump
can
rope
see that
techniques,
because you have to. Yeah.
and it's to, like, twist because it's a core workout. And
Mm-hmm.
so this, like, it ultimately is doing something. You don't need the jump rope to jump, but the activity of jump roping, I haven't looked into it, but I'm pretty sure there is a physical benefit to your muscles for jump roping. I thought that this whole scene was hilarious, but in retrospect, I'm pretty sure the guy had no clue. The guy teaching the class clearly had no clue, and so he's wrong. He got defeated. Julio won.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure there is a health benefit to the jump rope in a workout sense.
Well, if there are any scientists listening, they can tell us all about the benefits of jump roping with your arms, with the rope, in the comments, or message us or whatever you want to
Yeah.
do. You could just yell it into the ether, I guess, and maybe we'll hear it. But the fitness instructor gets all defeated and is scrolling Grinder, and we have this weird scene with the bald man named Richard and the dog, which is just crazy.
I thought this was hilarious. I do. I think not enough places um that I don't think we Grinder's hilarious. I don't know why we don't talk about Grinder. Like most people that I know who are in the community of the LGBTQ, um, like love. They talk about Grinder. Like everyone's on Grinder. It's like my buddy is like, dude, look at what's happening. It is. I've learned so much about um what men closeted men still consider being straight, and I think that's a crazy. I think that's crazy cool. It's so fun to learn about this, and it's like, why
Mhm.
don't we talk about it? Truthfully, why is it not talked about more? It's like there's someone who has a joke, I think, about how like it gets dick delivered to your door, and I think that's so funny, and like it's like that should be viral all the time, and it's like so I love Julio's use of Grinder in this, because I don't even think it's accurate enough, but like just the whole like immediately putting as your username looking for twinks to suck, and then the dog's like, it's gonna work, there's gonna be 32 twinks for me to suck, not you, for me to suck on the way. That's so good. That's hilarious, and exactly how Grinder works. You instantly make your account, and yeah, you can have 32 twinks coming to your door within 5 minutes. Also, twink is my favorite subcategory of the community, and this is looking for twinks to suck, not for you, for me, is so good. I'm gonna suck them, not you. I'm gonna suck. It's so that and then I'll
The
be a real life Pomeranian again.
Yeah, the sorry, I guess it wasn't even a Pomeranian. It's just a picture of the Pomeranian. It was very evil.
Yeah, it's gonna suck the energy essence out of them so that he can become a 3D. And the guy bought the picture, so it's his burden to bear.
Yeah. Um, and then Julia's in a Chester again, which I'm happy every time he's in a Chester because we love Chester.
Chester's
He's
sleeping though.
Yeah, he wakes up and he's like, "Oh, girl, not my car driving."
Yeah. Oh, Julio, I didn't know you're in here. Sorry, when I gotta sleep, I just do it.
Chester, I
I
think,
be
is
sleep.
my favorite of the recurring characters. Uh, it's just, I just from the first time you see him until always, he's a delight. I get excited every time he's on my screen. But he's not as excited about the dodo protest anymore. He He thinks that he's becoming unlikable.
Um, this is when we see Julio on TikTok, and there's just a TikTok of Julio sleeping.
You got to get your Mondays right or whatever. Yeah.
Which I think that's a proper TikTok. Gotta get your Mondays right, and it's you just sleeping? Yeah, that's a proper Monday in my book, just sleeping through the whole day.
And then we have Julio helping Bebo trying to clasp a necklace together, and it's not going well.
I really enjoy when Bebo gets mad and it turns all red, and that's like because it feels like there's a menacing aura that like Bebo could do something very destructive,
Mhm.
but like I don't think Bebo has the capability to do anything else except for just be a little upset.
But it makes you feel bad when he's upset too. Like
Oh
if
yeah.
I wasn't who I would feel so bad.
Yeah, no, Julio and Bebo have a very like him not being able to do a necklace, and he's like, no, it's cool. We can just move on. That was
Mhm.
very nice. But like later when people gets mad about the lady who's talking mean about his acting. People wants to be an actor, and I think it's very cute. And he
Yeah.
wants a raise. He wants a raise and time off
And
and a promotion.
to head Bebo.
Yeah, or Bebo assistant manage Bebo.
Mhm. Okay, so then we're at the final scene where Vanessa's telling Julio again they don't want him to star, they want him to co-write. She cannot get him a faster biopsy, and she says there's always a credit card commercial. And Julio says, I'll take it. And then a man approaches Vanessa with her bill. And she says, just charge it to the account.
And there is no account. And she is fantastic.
Isn't she fucking amazing?
The artwork like between her, like every shot with her is beautiful. The scene where like she has the where she's naked and the guy is with her
Mm-hmm.
is crazy, but also if it's the next episode when he has to wear her
Mm-hmm.
sexy, he rocks it, by the way.
Yeah, oh, he
But
does.
like that whole scene, like there's shots within this show that are like I feel like every shot is shot to be to the level of like I don't know, like it feels like it's
Like
a collective of projects.
like a representative of the characters or almost.
Yes. And her being a performance and for performing so long, like every scene of hers feels so much higher quality
Mm-hmm.
than the rest of it. I don't know if that makes
Yeah.
sense, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's incredible. It's she's fantastic.
She is a massive talent, and I'm so glad that I was introduced to her. Like Search Party introduced me to a lot of people. The world of Julio Torres has introduced me to a lot of other people. One of them who is in this episode. But this episode is not why I love her, it's for some other reason. But this episode opens with some dude eating sushi off of Vanessa. And Julio calls Vanessa with a story about a dolphin trapped in a canal in South Brooklyn, which is not a happy story. None of Julio's stories are happy.
Yeah, I've noticed that like he does like to take things that are definitely meant to be happy and find a way to like end it horrifically.
And when the dolphin dies, he says that's where the fun family movie would end. And Vanessa's like, why don't you just tell your story? And he said this is a metaphor for his story. And she said, no metaphors, just big sad speeches. And I feel like that's really what all of the awards movies were for so long. And I'm so glad that we've gotten out of that rut.
Yeah. Yeah, speeches have been a hot commodity lately, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the Olympics. Everything the Olympics has just been key moment after key moments this year.
Oh yeah. What about that fucking piece of shit men's hockey team?
I haven't followed that, but I'm talking about the free skier. Have you seen did you see the free skier girl? She was asked about like, oh, about the medal being lost, and she's
Oh
like, oh, I'm just
yes.
doing whatever, and then she just won a gold or something, and she's like, does that count as a silver lost? And that was um
Yeah,
just
she's great.
there's been a lot of just good fun, like just I don't know, like people eating, people slaying, just people are cooking. It's the Olympics have been, they were getting down. There was all the, and you could tell that everyone's just having fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I get excited about the Olympics every year. I didn't watch them as much this year as I normally do, but I did watch the opening and closing ceremonies.
I saw this thing. They were mad. The free skater, they were mad that she was representing China, but like people are saying she was getting paid a lot of money, and I just know that like it's a big deal for a lot of sports in America that like our Olympians aren't being paid, and that what's that about? If she can go and represent China and get money for it, why are we? They're kids. Why are we keeping our own down?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the rules change in their nuances every cycle.
Yeah, I don't have any intentions on being an Olympian anytime soon, so I'm not up on the key notes on how to get in. I just know my buddy uh wanted to be a fighter, and it was like a big deal that he couldn't do any like paid fights in order to be a fighter for the Olympics.
You could start curling in 10 years and you could do the Olympics.
Yeah,
Like people
curling.
pick up curling so easily. And then we're at the shoot for the credit card commercial with Julio in a rainbow suit and a sombrero.
And this is another thing that Julio does not want to do, and just refuses to smile.
Yeah, he does not want to smile. The director tells him to imagine you're on the beach and you're happy, and he does not look. I mean that would kind of be my beach face too. I don't really like the beach, so
Yeah, I think that is and then bringing in the tape is good. They bring in green screen tape and tape over Julio's mouth, and then Julio refuses to be expressive with his eyes. Um and then ultimately when we see the results, they've completely changed Julio's face.
yeah, it doesn't even look like him at all, which is the point. But I love then we see Julio's fingers walking up to Pirlin Pinpina's house
Yeah.
to confront her about the post that she made of him sleeping.
Julio's fingers remind me of Blue's Clues. Cause like I feel like Steve would do something with that, like something similar to that. He also like I mean went into books and stuff, but like just the like his hand becoming him is
Yeah.
very Blue's Clues esque in an adult format, and being like, yeah, this is a fun idea. Let's keep this going. So shout out.
um yeah, Julio just kind of confronts her about the post, and this is when she says, "Kindly do not use tone with me."
And this is the second time people have talked to Julio about his tone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you think? I do think Julio had a little bit more of a tone here than he did the first time he
I
was called
think
out
so
for a
too.
tone.
I think so too. And then Vanessa gets a call. It's another client and she has bad news. The poster for Cunty Little Rich Kids came out and they used the picture he didn't like.
And his luggage got lost.
Oh, that's his airline mishandled his luggage, so you have to wear something of mine.
And that was a good line to cut him being in to cut to him being in red lingerie.
Yeah, full
Is
on garter belt, panties, bra, the whole thing. And he looked great.
Yeah, but like what is he in what scenario was this supposed to be? right? If his luggage got lost, was he supposed to be wearing something sexy anyway?
That's a good
Or is he
question.
supposed to be going out in that?
I kind of hope it's the latter. And again, much like the Chair Company and other shows, I would like to follow that story further and see what happened the rest of the night. There's a lot of stuff in the show I would like to follow further.
And you know, for the show does that. It follows a lot of the things.
But I
It
want
does what you
more.
want it to do, but it's like, oh no, I also want to follow that. You keep leading
Exactly.
me to another trail.
Exactly. And then while he's there, he tells a story about a man who had to take a shit but couldn't take a shit because if he did that, he had to leave the station and he couldn't afford to get back in. And he's like, I should help because why else am I an artist?
You know, I don't remember that being the substance of the story. You just told that to me, and it was like the first time I heard it. That's insane. That's a good story.
It's a good story, yeah.
I do remember him talking about him being 39 when she suggests Teen Vogue, though.
Yeah.
And then the "Don't say that" is so good. Like, that's the same as like, "Alright, you're I know you're 5, but today you're 3, so we can get you a kids meal." And it's like, "No, I'm 5. Don't say that."
And then we're at the subway, two men waiting on the subway, and then we get this story about one of their roommates, which are the little Pirlin Pinpina's relatives, I guess.
Yeah, isn't one of them
Oh
Carolyn
yeah. I
Pinpina?
guess she was the original roommate.
Yes, and when she moved in, she asked if her cousins could come, and, oh, no, you don't let the cousins come. But it was fun. Well, okay, so this was a little confusing slightly at the beginning because he was talking about the fact that, they love pizza as it being a problem, and him being
Mhm.
like, "No, they just like taking a pictures of the pizza," and it was like, "It's a problem," but then it was cutting to him dancing with them being like, "This is cute that they wanna take pictures of the pizza. Yeah, let them take pictures, okay." Uh, I know that he's frustrated, but, like, you know, if you're upset about it, don't mention it if it's not actually upsetting, 'cause it ends up being a thing he holds from him. He's like, "They love pizza, and it's cute," and he ends up not letting them see they're like, "Come on, we haven't seen pizza in days."
There's something so funny about them not being interested in eating it, but just looking at it. It feels like touristy. Like I feel like they represent like Midwestern tourists somehow.
Well, they both simultaneously seem to be out and about, but also confined to like, they're in New York, they could just go see pizza,
Yeah, there's pizza all over the city, guy.
but, like, they're like, he has to bring it home, but then they're just casually at the Subway. It's very they're just where the story needs them to be in the most hilarious way possible.
And then we get another Tinder mention here because the guy is like, some of them are gay, and I can't even. Oh, sorry, Grinder. I can't even use Grinder.
Yeah, 'cause they just fill up
Fill up the
it's
grid.
Grindr.
Oh,
It's like, I don't have a problem with them being gay, I just can't get on Grindr, and that's so funny.
yeah, it's hysterical. And then one night he brings somebody home from the club, and he goes into the bathroom to douche, and the little ones.
For that guy, and I thought was it is like, I just didn't see it. That's being funny. Like, I didn't think that that would be the type you would douche for is friends finding out things about each other is hilarious.
Yes. Uh, uh, and then
What's
the little
douche?
ones kind of take over his friend he brought home from the club. And then he has to tell them not to hit on the people he brings home.
Yeah, which the guy tried to invite him in. The guy was like, "Come on, join us." And he's like,
Mhm.
"Nah, I ain't like that with my roommates." And so then he had to set some hard boundaries.
Yep. Which, very, very mature.
It was in a sense, like it was like, oh, he was bummed about it, but he was only a little bummed. But it was like, oh, I tried to set. It didn't become awkward till afterwards. He was like, I realized boundaries weren't set before, so then he set the boundaries, and now it's
Mhm.
been awkward because they don't seem to be following what has now been set.
Yeah, yeah. And then we see Bebo in acting class where he's doing a scene from A Marriage Story with Gina, who we've seen at the bus stop and as the roommate earlier.
A Marriage Story is the one with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, right?
Yes, I watched it once and I'll never watch it again. They were both great.
I haven't watched it since the time that I watched it, and it was intense, and I was like, I don't need to revisit that ever.
Yep, yep. That's the same way I feel about If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You this year. Fucking fantastic movie. Rose Byrne deserves the Oscar. I will never watch it again. But Bebo was not quite as emotional as Adam Driver.
No, he's given nothing but robot.
And then I love it when Bebo's eyes get red when he gets mad. He was not happy. And Gina tries to explain to him using the advice she learned from the delivery driver that the dress can be more than one thing at once, and you can be a robot and an actor.
Yes. Which ends up him it just ends up him being scanning people who are actors
Yes.
to download acting abilities.
And then Julio is back to stressing about the mole. He goes on WebMD and finds an online doctor, one of those little chatty things. And we see the doctor at the subway station scrolling Etsy, and she gets a little alert. And that is probably in my brain how those doctor visits work, honestly.
Yeah.
I've never done one, so
I mean, like, probably something close to that. They're yeah. I mean, she's probably not in public usually. She'd be like at her house or depending on what time of day. I can never it's always dark there. It's always
it is.
whatever happens to the world in this is the same this is a few years before the world of Repo the Genetic Opera takes place because it's always dark in that one, in that
Mhm.
society too. Day or night, it's just dark in that whole thing, and it's always dark in this one. And so I'm assuming that it's the same universe.
Or in Julio's world, nothing important happens until after dark.
That also could be the case because it gets dark at 4 o'clock in the winter, and you shouldn't be awake until after 10, and nothing important should happen until after 2.
um she gets the alert from Julio, looks at it, says it's fine, but then accidentally clicks Dyer needs biopsy ASAP. And she's like, oh, whatever, it's just a biopsy. Casual doctor.
Yeah, just a casual biopsy of something that looks completely fine. What could go wrong?
Yeah, and when he gets the biopsy kit, like there's a scalpel, like crazy.
Well, yeah, for some biopsies you have to like cut open, and I
Ugh.
mean this is his cheek, so like it's easy, but like they took a biopsy of my lung, so they had to cut open the
True.
bottom of my body and shove a thing in there to get to my lung. It hurt, but like I think that's what they did. I couldn't see it. They were behind me.
That's crazy. Were you awake?
Yeah, for the lung one, I was
Whoa,
awake
I didn't know
the
that.
first time. Yeah, I was that was yeah, I was really that was when I was, like, majorly sick because they didn't know what was wrong with me yet. It was, like, day
Mm.
1. I had gone to the ER, I hadn't eaten or drank anything in days, and they hadn't let me eat or drink anything when I got there because they're like, "We gotta do stuff." So they took me in, and the first time I was awake, and then they were
Mhm,
like, "We didn't get anything but lung tissue, so we had to get another one," because the whole time it was just lung tissue,
mhm.
and, so they took me a second one. They were able to sedate me for that one. They were able to give me like actual sedation. They only gave me local for the first time, and then so I
Whoa.
fell asleep during the biopsy. the second time because it was taking forever. They were like, we're grabbing, but nothing's coming out right. So then I fell asleep because it was taking too long.
That is
Yeah.
wild.
I'm awake for my heart ones too. Those are fun. Those they go in right here, and
Mhm.
I mean, they're not fun, but they're kind of fun because I get to there's a big giant TV that
Mhm.
shows the X-ray, and it's like a live X-ray, and I can see it going down, and I can
Oh,
see
that's
a
kinda
full piece of my
cool.
heart. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
I mean, it's kinda morbid, but it's kinda cool. Like,
Yeah,
science is neat in that way.
yeah, it's really cool to see. It's like, "Oh, that is my chest, and that is I can hear and feel what he's doing, and I can being able to see it too is calming
Yeah,
for
I
me at
I
least."
I think seeing it would make it much easier than just having to hear it.
And it's not the yucky stuff, it's an X-ray, and X-rays look cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Looks like future and artistic.
Yeah, I don't get to see any of the blood. That's they get to see that. I'm looking to the left.
And then, Julio's back at the uploady place, and he hears something and finds a shipwreck.
Yeah, how crazy is this? That it's, the oyster thing is part of a shipwreck, clearly because 'cause they're just earrings dangling
Yeah.
from the thing.
Mhm. My question here is why didn't he ask to buy one of those so he could use that to go to the doctor to compare the shadow to? Because that was the important part for him.
Well, isn't because he knows it's okay, isn't the whole point him just deflecting?
True. Yeah, 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 I guess.
So
I
now
guess.
that he knows it's okay, it's like, "Oh, if I need to find the thing, so this gives me a better reason to find it." It's like, "Oh, it's gonna save this family from financial ruin because he just did the biopsy, so now he has something that will confirm it."
Mhm. That
So,
makes
he
sense.
needs he needs he needs to a reason to keep, plus he took this because he needs this is allowing him to skip the proof of existence,
Ah, and
'cause
just
the
get uploaded. Yes. Yes.
because when the body because if it turns out to be cancer, then he's gonna need to keep himself alive somehow by
Yes.
uploading himself.
Um, then we meet Trish, who is a green-haired, uh, actress, influencer, pretty much all over fraud, watching True Women of New York with her friends, and she has a self-imposed crisis.
Oh, yes. This whole, uh she pretends to be someone named Emily, who's
Yes,
her
assist
manager
or assistant, yeah, something like that.
of her publishing agency of some sort.
Mhm.
Quotes, because none of this is real. So, and she hired somebody to do fan art of her, which I think is really bad fan art.
Oh, it's so bad.
Um, and then she posts it on a fan account
But she runs.
that she runs, and then she immediately reposts on her. I think this is where she went wrong. I think she had it completely in the I think what she went wrong in the first place was admitting that she was Emily on her team and just
Mhm.
being like, "Oh, I'm Emily. Can you do this?" And
Yeah.
not being related to it, just being like, "Hey, my name's Emily. I'm a fan. Can you do this art?" And then posting it, being like, "Oh, I love her so much. I drew this." And then him just calling her out for being like, "Hey, you commissioned that."
Yeah, yeah.
And then being like, "Oh, my fan is buying someone and saying it's her own fan," like that. Trish is just bad at this,
No,
because
yeah,
that I would have never made that mistake.
she's not good at it. She's not good at it. But that actress, I love her. Her name is Anna Fabrega, I think is how you say her last name, and she is in Julio's other show, Los Spookies, and her character is Tati. And immediately, like the first time she was on screen, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be one of my favorite characters ever." And it got to the point when I was on like season 2 of Lost the Spookies, I just called it the Tati show because that was all. I mean, I loved the whole show, but I cared about Tati the most. And it's all because of her performance. I think she's also incredibly talented. And she made me this was so cringe, too.
Yeah, and it's funny because it was like things were both happening. Like it's like things do happen that quickly. But like it's one of the like they were like, "Oh, you're famous." You know, her friends were just there like, "Oh, you're famous." And then all of a sudden it's like this is yeah, this does happen when you have people following you on the internet. Like
Mhm.
stuff like that will happen that quickly. But the people around you will be like, you know, like I'm hanging out with someone who's viral and I have no idea what their what their phone blowing up with at all. It doesn't feel like they're viral at all because we're just chilling. I'm not up to date on any of what's happening with them.
And then we have probably up there with one of my favorite scenes in the whole series is when Amy Sedaris, I don't know what her character name is in this area, but Amy Sedaris
I feel like she was
called.
just playing herself.
That's what it felt like to me too. That makes sense because she called Martine like they're in the real world.
Which was very for talking about how meta this gets and everything.
Mhm.
It's like she's credited, as playing as Martine in the credits, playing
Mhm.
as, because she's playing Vanessa.
Mhm.
Uh, but like it was just like it really took me out for a second. I was like, what's going on?
And it probably didn't help, like, when we were discussing the first episode, I kept calling her Martine by accident instead of Vanessa, so that probably fucked you over too.
Yeah. Well, and this is I'm reading this quote and I missed this the first time. Because when you're not prolonging your performances because you're scared of graduating with an arts degree and not having insurance or qualifying for proof of existence, right? I thought originally that I missed something and that
Mhm.
she was talking about like you're not uh because the conversation topic and earlier was like Vanessa's just a suit. And it
Mhm.
was like, no, you're just invested by calling her Martine, you get pulled out. And but like remembering that, like, yeah, she is in a suit. She is heavily invested in this role of Vanessa.
Mhm.
That the Vanessa is the suit and she's playing it very well. So I seeing this changes the whole scene for me because I was like, oh, she just whatever. So like
Mhm.
that, but like I thought she was like, "Oh, are you becoming too much of a suit just to sell out? I thought she was saying like, "Are you just selling out your clients so that they can get
Mm.
this?"
Mhm.
Um so I'm rethinking all of my thoughts about the end of this episode right now.
Yeah, and then she, says also, I mean, "You're not having your cake and eating it too," and then says, "The job of the artist is to make people see things in a different way," and asks Martine, "How does this performance change anything?"
Yeah.
And this is also when Vanessa sees the credit card ad with Julio's big-eyed face.
And this is why I thought that Amy was talking to Vanessa about Julio for some reason, because I was like, is she about to change entirely how she was going about getting Julio famous because
Mm.
of this message? But I see it's like, what are you doing differently than just being like, how are you performing? But she's doing, I mean, by having getting free dinners, that's how she's performing. She's eating places and charging it to an account that doesn't exist. I think she's succeeding quite well.
I think she's great. I would live her life if I could, honestly. She's fantastic. Uh, I think I think the point of Amy Sedaris here is to just get Martine to, like, really see if she's staying in performance for any other reason aside from her being scared to go live life in the real world, is
Yeah,
how I saw
well,
it.
it does also let us know that Martine herself doesn't have proof of existence, and for trying
Yes.
to tell Julio that he has to figure out a way to do it. It's a little hypocritical because she
Mhm.
doesn't have one herself.
Yes, yes, yes. And then we end with a pitch. Julio's at Zappos.com streaming service pitching.
With Natasha Lyonne,
Yes, with Natasha Lyonne. So exciting. And he's pitching a remake of The Lion King starring a zebra, just a regular zebra.
who's just the background, but he's like, why do we have to bow down to a lion and then be eaten by them? And this is good.
Yes.
This is like the same thing that we've been talking. It's like we want to follow background characters, and this
Hmm.
is kind of like this is, but like realistically, it's just ants. He's just or a Bug's Life or whatever. He's just
Yeah.
the Lion King, but turn it into a Bug's Life.
Yeah.
But then
Jungle
they
Bug's Life.
fail.
Yeah. Yes, of course they fail.
And the lions, because it's the Lion King, so they have to win.
And she's not really, Natasha Lyonne is not having that pitch. She says, give us your trauma, give us your trauma, give it to us funny, en español, por favor.
And because she said, cut the bull crap. I know why you're here. You just want to become an exception. So give it to
Mhm.
us. Give us what we want, and I'll make it
Mhm.
happen.
Yep. And I feel like this is probably, or the way that I take it is, it's indicative of Julio's experience pitching to people, and the responses that he gets, like all of the stuff that he's trying to pitch. And because he does have a very dark set, but it's a funny dark, and it's a whimsical dark, and that's such a weird combo.
I think it's a good way to be like, I think it's good at showing he has these ideas, and we have seen what ideas have come, and like it's like this is what they want, and clearly they know he can give them what they want. But
Mhm.
anytime it's like, give us what you want, he gives what he wants first,
Yes.
and then they still want him to just end up doing a version of what they want. But it's like he doesn't ever I mean, constantly it's like he's not sacrificing any part of himself to
Mhm.
get to his goal. He is, um he doesn't want to do this credit card commercial. He's not smiling for them, and you see they completely change him. He still did it. He still got the payout for it. He's not getting what he wants out of it, but he didn't want to do it that way.
Yep.
So I think I think, and in a way, Julio Torres is Marty Supreme. He's just it's just the slightly differently views of how it looks. Marty was very much more arrogant about it, but Julio is
Mhm.
doing the exact same. Julio doing the credit card was him getting spanked on by a paddle to get on a jet. And ultimately, you
True.
don't see Julio in that anymore. People have forgotten about it. It was just a quick little moment for him. He got his bag, and
Mhm.
the thing that we'll remember is Marty winning and Julio. Well, we're talking about his show right now.
Yeah. It was also like his Ritz cracker mural.
Yeah, yeah. Credit card ads.
Mm.
I am not in the are like I know that credit cards are big. There was a big thing with YouTubers for a little while. There was like one company that was getting a bunch of them. So like, is this like a huge thing? Like, are there a bunch of credit cards everywhere just
I don't
promoting people?
I don't know. I'm not a credit card girl, so it's not in my radars. And I don't watch a lot of things with commercials, so I don't know.
Let us know. Let us know if you have an obscure credit card brand.
Yeah. All right. All right. This was Long Talk, and that was Fantasmas episodes 4 and 5.
Exceptions, little cousins, green tape, and a smile you don't even get to keep.
Bye.
Bye. Tune in next week for the last episode of
Fantastic.
Phantasmus.
Yes, the finale. Um, I think maybe also we can add on the first episode of the next show, which is I think called The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins, and it's on Peacock.
Is that the one with
Tracy Morgan, Daniel Radcliffe, and Bobby Moynihan, and some other people.
all right, the rise and fall of Reggie Dinkus next week.
Yes. So Phantasmus episode 6. Reggie,
Reggie
episode
Dinkus
1.
1.
All right. All right. Bye. For real now.